Hello, and welcome to a new episode of Corey and Kevin Talk About Nothing. If you're tuning in for the first time,
I'm Corey.
I'm Kevin, and on tonight's episode, we're getting into... Actually, it's this morning's episode if you're tuning in. Actually, fast forward if it's in the afternoon. Hey, this is the afternoon portion.
Hit them all.
Yeah.
Hit them all.
Yeah. Good morning. Yeah, what was it? The Truman Show is like, good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
Yes.
I'll just nail them all. Doesn't matter when you're listening.
Get them all done at one time. Absolutely. That reminds me of Vaughn from Community, too. Hello. How are you? Good afternoon.
Oh,
this
yeah.
in threes every single time. It's so funny. That's awesome. Tiny Nips. Anyways.
Tiny Nips.
Yeah, Tiny Nips.
He writes beautiful poetry.
It is. I mean, absolutely pristine. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I'm never mind.
It's like the Jeff Winger.
Yeah. Anyways, before we get started on this episode, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button to get notifications when we drop new episodes. And then if you have any ideas, if you want to call us idiots, any stories, anything that you want to share with these two gentlemen here, Corey and Kevin, email us at cktalkaboutnothing@gmail.com or tweet us at CoreyKevin1.
Prime real estate on that Twitter handle.
Oh, absolutely.
Corey and Kevin, 1. There could only be one.
There can only be one.
And there will only be one.
Absolutely. Always. I knew you did that on purpose.
One day, yeah, right. One day there'll be like a nuclear holocaust, and we'll still be in our basements, like recording this. We'll be the only podcast that survives, kind of like Taco Bell and Demolition Man.
I agree.
Taco Bell's the only surviving restaurant, while we're the only surviving podcast.
Yeah. We get 1 trillion listens.
I mean, money doesn't matter, and our basements will actually be in sewers, and we'll probably have to eat rats to survive, but
it doesn't matter.
We're just going for longevity here.
Longevity.
Speaking of longevity, this is number 60.
This is impressive.
Yeah, I just thought of that. I'm like, oh, wow, that's number 60. 60.
It's also Tom Brady's 6-0 Super Bowl win. I mean, I'm just saying.
60th? It's his 60th Super Bowl? How old is he?
This guy is old, man.
I feel like somebody should tackle his ass. I bet you he won't get back up.
He just lays on the ground, though. He just lays on the ground. He just,
Yeah,
oh, you're gonna hit me?
Yeah, he's like, you see him coming, he just lays down. You got me.
Yeah.
His throw is now like 4 or 5 yards.
Yeah, he actually just hands it off to the running back, and he throws the ball for him. It's awesome.
He signed a contract for a lot of years, and you know what? They pay him only $100 a season now.
Absolutely.
He's more of a novelty, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the legend.
The legend. They're like, what happened to that legend?
Yeah, absolutely. This legend kind of sucks, but anyways, congratulations to the Bucs. I know this is going to happen a week later, but congratulations to Tommy Perfect and the Bucs winning.
Let's be clear. It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yes.
Not everybody's sports fans that's listening.
You're right.
Some people be like, the Bucs, like the Buckeyes were playing.
That's true. I do call them the Bucs a lot too. So you're right. The Buccaneers and Mr. Tom Brady himself.
60th Super Bowl win, man.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what it feels like. He just wins every year, nonstop.
I mean, that's a good thing.
No, it is. I mean, it shows that he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. That's all I'm going to say about it, you know. Just want to give him a little shout out.
I heard Jake Tapper doesn't like it when adults use the term GOAT. I thought that was pretty funny.
Why?
I don't know.
That's kind of weird. I'm going to look it up now. I'm interested.
I'm going to tweet him and say, why?
Yeah. Why?
And he'll be like, I'm not sure.
I don't know. Yeah,
it just sounded good in a tweet. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I believe. So I don't need a reason.
I believe. Man, I've been following. Speaking of the Twitter sphere,
yeah.
You know, I follow on my own personal account like some sweet tree type of Twitter profiles, like I think there's like man, I can't think of the names right now, but there's a ton of them, and they'll be posting like these beautiful, large, giant trees like every day, where you're like, oh, this is the tree of the year in this forest in this part of the world, and it's like, man, that's really cool. It's very cool.
Yeah,
So,
trees are awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
trees are absolutely majestic beings that they allow us to live here. So, if you're listening and you're like, you know what? I don't like trees. Well, I'm here to change your damn mind.
Yep. I couldn't agree with you actually more than that.
Good.
So.
So getting into it. Oh, beep, 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 beep. This just in. This just came across my desk, Corey. I think we're going to have to talk about it. Have you seen anything in the past 2 to 3 days? Or
yes,
week?
I have.
I don't know.
I have actually, sir.
Fantastic.
So, this movie, I think that you are going to be impressed that I watched. Okay.
Okay.
I hated on this movie quite a bit. You know, on the past podcast, I've said this to you. I told you I never gave it a full fulfillment of trying to watch it. And I've started watching it, and I hated it. And then I told you that I'd watch it again to see if it gave me the true feel. Do you know what movie I'm talking about?
I'm trying to think of what movie we might have talked about.
Well, it's not that we actually talked about it. It was mentioned before, and I've told you that I just did not like the whole how it was shot. I kind of just want you to guess.
The Lighthouse.
Yes, I started watching it at a friend's house, and I started
Yeah.
midway through.
Yeah. So you watched the whole movie.
I did. I gave it a full shot.
And?
In it. I loved it. I loved it, and I think actually us talking about it made me feel differently about the movie going into it, which I think helped a lot. Like, so we talked before, and this is the whole thing that happened. This is why we started talking about Robert Pattinson being Batman.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's how that's how we started talking about Lighthouse and him being an actor and all this stuff.
Yeah.
So when I went into it, I really wanted to like kind of give him more of that credit. And I think Tenet. This is back to Tenet again too. You know, him making me feel like he is actually a true actor, not just a vampire love guy, right? Like,
yeah, I mean, like he
know?
deserves a lot of credit. He does,
and I have to give it to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have to give it to him. He did a fantastic job. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't fully digested the movie yet, so I'm still really confused on some of the things that happened. I still don't understand.
It's a good old horror movie, man.
It is like, a good old horror movie that
what
really
the
was
hell
confusing.
just happened? I mean, yeah,
from two horny men. I'm just gonna say it, bro.
Yeah, when he finds that mermaid and then like, you know, later on uses that mermaid, and then you see parts of a mermaid that you never thought you'd see parts on it. And you're like,
Ever.
what's happening, man?
And
like,
then all of a sudden, then he's like angrily, you know, doing something in the corner of a room, and all these things start coming up, right?
Yep.
This guy's thing starts coming up, and I'm really like what is happening type of thing. Like that's my feel on it, you know? Like,
Ephraim Winslow.
yes. So it really kind of just was weird.
Oh, it's a weird movie. So the director is Robert Eggers.
Yes.
And he's also the one who writes it. Who wrote it, the screenplay. And so Robert Eggers has been a fan of Robert Pattinson for a little while, and he's been like trying to work with him for a while. And Robert Pattinson is kind of picky on what he wants to play. Like he literally has that type of career where he gets to pick and choose. He doesn't have to like actually, I have to be in this movie, so a stepping stone. He's paid his dues.
Yep. He's there.
Right. So finally, Robert Pattinson gets the script for The Lighthouse, and he's like, "Yep, this is great. This is perfect. This is right up my alley." And I'm like, "Of course it is, you know."
Yes.
But all right. So my absolute favorite part is when Ephraim Winslow is dogging on Willem Dafoe, his character's cooking, and Willem Dafoe for like 5 minutes just curses him. in a language that is just like a mind-boggling substance. Like I'm not even sure what you are saying anymore, but I love it. I'm like, how long did it take for you to memorize that monologue? That is impressive.
Seriously. That's impressive, and it did a fantastic job at it.
Oh yeah. I love both of their accents. I mean, I feel like they just. It was such a small set movie, but it was just packed with so.
It's impressive.
So much,
it's impressive to how great the movie was with the two characters that are in it. That's it. That's all you get.
Yeah,
and a mermaid.
On a small aspect ratio, black and white.
It's crazy. It's absolutely insane. It was definitely it was a good movie. So I gotta give a little bit. And I think though, I like I said, I do think I went into it with a little bit more of a different attitude this time because of the fact that I want to like.
Yeah,
Robert Pattinson. It just. You changed my mind. So I think maybe going into that was different.
I can see that. If somebody were to go into a movie, it'd be like The Lighthouse. Like, what the hell is that?
Yes. Yeah.
Depending on what your typical movie that you watch is, it's not a rom-com. It's not an action. It's not your traditional horror. It's this whole other beast. And you have to just take it for whatever creative beast it is, and it's just such a small but fun story that is weird and has these two characters that evolve over time of just going insane. Like, how long have we been on this rock? A week, a month. Awesome. It's amazing. I love when they're drinking and just dancing, and then.
They're dancing around. Yelling at each other's faces. It was absolutely hilarious. It actually made me there's a couple parts that made me laugh. And they're then they're going around. So good. Okay, yeah, I know it was hilarious. So let me just you may know this answer. So, and maybe I just missed something. So when they were I think they were making that I'm pretty sure it was the alcohol. Okay. They were pouring it they took that liquid with that stirrer and they put the stuff in there, stirred it up, and then Robert Pattinson's character William, or is it Tommy?
It's Ephraim Winslow.
Ephraim Winslow. You're right.
Ephraim Winslow.
But who's Tommy then? Who's Tommy? Anyways, so he takes a stick. And he eats it, whatever he does with the stick, and then with the leftover, and then they give William Dafoe his drink in his cup, and he takes it, and they go afterwards. I'm like, what are they drinking? What are they? Oh
yeah.
I'm
pretty sure they're drinking some sort of fuel.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. It's like, holy crap, guys!
It's
no wonder you're going insane.
It's the light oil.
It is. That's the fuel of the light oil, and it's I don't think you're supposed to be drinking that.
No, that's hilarious. That is so funny. Straight.
If you like that, Robert Eggers, his directorial debut is a movie called The Witch.
Okay.
And it's another small. It's just like a family in a house in old times, like Salem old times, like Salem witch trials old times.
Yeah.
And basically, it's based off of this New England folktale of witches in the woods and everything, and so they speak like that old English, and it's just incredible, but also. I know in that movie too, it's just some of it is just hard to understand because you're not used to hearing English like that. That is total different form of English, and they do something very similar to that in The Witch. So some of it's hard to hear, but The Witch was an awesome movie. I felt like it really played on build up. And again, it is a horror movie, but not in the traditional sense. It is just a different type of movie.
Gotcha.
And then The Lighthouse is actually based on a story about two men who were. Oh, you know about that one?
Well, yeah, I read about that one.
Yeah. That they went insane.
Yeah.
And which is fun, like, hey, what can we do? I mean, they're alone, together, not necessarily the same type of people at all. So like, you're not getting along all the time. Your privacy. I mean, especially like Willem Dafoe's like, you'll clean everything. You'll pry up the boards, you'll clean them, and then you'll nail them back down. And
You'll remove every rust spot from the nail if I tell you to.
Oh yeah, it's just like, whoa, man, take it easy.
Absolutely, yeah.
But when he killed that seagull, you don't kill seabirds.
Change of the wind.
Oh man, when he killed that bird, man, that's when everything changed.
Robert Pattinson, man, that dude. What's his name again? I literally was just thinking about it.
Ephraim Winslow.
Winslow, yes.
Winslow.
Willem Dafoe keeps messing with me. I know. Yeah. That's the problem. But when he was bashing that thing, I was like, whoa, he is losing his mind right now.
Yeah, he's taking a bit of aggression out on poor 100%. Little Betty.
Yeah. And the bird was picking on him. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Don't kill any seabirds. Don't kill a seabird. Those are the lost souls of sailors out there.
Couldn't agree with you more.
Great movie. Really, really enjoyed it. Now, he just got done filming a movie called The Northman, and it is a Viking revenge tale.
Oh.
So I'm pretty excited to...
Wait, who did? William or...
Robert Eggers, the director.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, he just got done directing one.
Yeah, he just got done making a whole nother movie, which I'm pumped about. I mean, I was so pumped about The Lighthouse, and I was not disappointed at all. I was like, this is so cool. That's why I'm like, when people are like, oh, I don't like it at all. It's like, wait, like, well, how are you approaching it? Like, what were you expecting from this movie? Like, this is not a typical movie.
No,
just have fun with it, right?
I guess.
Let it take you on an adventure and whatever.
Yeah. What is up? Why not? That's the thing.
Robert Pattinson, I would totally have a drink with that dude.
Oh yeah.
I'd be like, what's up? He seems very relatable.
Yeah, and he should thank you a lot. Let's just say that, because if it was not for you telling me about how great this guy was, and I mean, don't get me wrong, watching Tenet, I may come to my own.
He's
thing
so
too.
good in Tenet. I love Max. He's awesome.
Yes, he was phenomenal. Yes, Neil, or Max. Who? Those are both. Dun, dun, dun.
I don't know.
All right. Anyways,
I don't know.
I just so you know, I did read a little bit on that little thing that you were talking about before too on there.
Oh, with
like a conspiracy
Neil
type
being
of thing for
Max.
Yeah. I did read a little bit on. I didn't go into like a full detail because I'm not in a mood to actually like read a full thing.
Yeah, have my mind melted again.
Exactly. You can't read 2 paragraphs of something if it's a 9-paragraph thing. You have to read 9 paragraphs. I can't. I'm like, I read the first portion of that one, and I'm like, all right. Before I dive into details, I have to make sure I'm ready for it, and I wasn't ready.
I wasn't ready.
No, I wasn't ready for it. But
that movie needs a good rewatch. I'm gonna have to rewatch that one. I had Interstellar was on the other day, and I was like, of course.
Yeah.
Pop that beast on. I'm like, oh God, it's so beautiful. Such a wonderful movie. Oh my goodness, Christopher Nolan.
He's phenomenal.
I would have a problem meeting him though. I'd be like, I'm so boring and so dumb to you. Yeah. I said I wanted a picture of Christopher Nolan. I never said I wanted to meet him.
You can't not have your expectations broken if you see a photo.
That is one of my favorite moments. Hey, Troy. Just eyes bulging out like, nope, I won't say a word. The reading rainbow.
Yeah, I know. That whole, like, in that episode, his whole storyline makes me laugh. Because then you got to throw in Britta trying to write him a check.
Oh, the charity check?
No, not the charity check. The check for him to stay one more night to cancel his flight to redo it. For checking account at $252 or whatever.
Oh, yeah. He's like, you just keep, that's your life savings? Oh, you can keep that.
Yeah. Just hold on to that. I'll stay.
You are awful with your money.
Yeah. Yes. So don't do that.
LeVar Burton, thank you. Because that was awesome.
Yeah, what was his name, man? I can't think of his name. What were they calling him? Kunta Kinte? There it is.
Kunta Kinte, yep.
Yep. All right.
From Roots.
Yeah.
But yeah, he I never said I wanted to meet LeVar Burton. I said I wanted a picture of LeVar Burton. You can't disappoint a picture. That's how I feel about it with Christopher Nolan. I'd be like,
yeah.
I don't even deserve to meet you. But I really appreciate your movies, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here's $100 for the next whatever movies you ever make. I will always love them.
Yeah.
He like releases garbage and I'm like, I don't give a shit. Have you seen his other movies? Oh, man. But yeah, Robert Eggers, though, on a total different side of the spectrum, fantastic little gamble for A24, a studio.
See, I was wondering. I read a little bit about that too.
Yeah, everything was coming out in 2018, 2019, 2020, like A24. I think that Ready or Not was even A24. They hit big. They had some good movies.
Good movies.
Some good movies. Speaking of some good movies, we were watching the Eric Andre show again and laughing because with Sling we get to at least get them on demand. So whenever there's a new one, we get to watch it. But Netflix has purchased Bad Trip with Eric Andre and Tiffany Haddish. But they have not set a release date, man.
Oh,
come on! I just want to watch this movie. I
Yeah.
have a whole brand new inhaler just for that movie. I'm willing to break it open.
Have it ready.
Yeah.
You think that's gonna get 5? Do you think that's gonna get a 5 out of 5 inhalers on a Kevin inhaler?
Dude, I think Eric Andre is probably the one of the funniest things to ever grace my eyes and my ears.
See, okay, so let me give you my opinion on the show. I think it's hilarious, okay? But I also like sometimes I can't help but in my mind I go to whoever the guest star on the show is. And a lot of those are like they are actually like angry. They kind of know what they're getting into.
That's
but they're
the best
angry.
part. You gotta.
No, but see, I think that maybe that's the problem. Maybe sometimes I get myself involved too much into them.
Like, you ever watch T.I.? When he's sitting in the chair and the guy comes out of the floor. And I mean, it's amazing. Like, he goes to the point where, like, I don't care who you are, you're getting messed with on the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
When there was some, I wish I could remember. Blake Griffiths Blake Griffiths was on there. He's a basketball player.
Yeah, Bert Griffin. Yeah, okay.
Blake Griffin. Okay.
Griffin. Yep.
He's got to be one of the most patient and nice people ever because all this chaos is happening. And, like, he even was saying, I am hearing noises everywhere. And he's, like, looking around and even more is happening. But he's completely cool about everything. It was so funny, man.
That's awesome.
So funny.
Yeah. I mean, don't be wrong. I mean, it is hilarious, and I laugh at it 90% of the time. But that other 10%, I can't help it. Like, I think it's when I watch too many episodes in a row. To where, like, I'm kind of laughed out. I can't help it. I'm, like, laughed out of my laughter, I think.
No way.
So then my mind goes into something different.
No
so then all of a sudden, now I'm like, now I'm looking through the actor's
in the
eyes.
words of my daughter, no way.
That's what she said. Does she say it all the time now?
She has, yeah. No way.
That's awesome. No way. That's funny.
You want to eat the rest of your dinner? No way. Now she says, I don't want it.
That's hilarious. Okay.
Yeah. Well, to get back on track, congratulations on the Lighthouse.
Thank you.
Are more successful than a lot of people on this planet because a lot of people are probably like, I don't know about that movie. And it's like, get that thought out of your mind.
Absolutely. I agree.
Now,
I may have some upcoming facts on this movie, too. Just saying. Just throwing it out there.
Very
like
cool.
A loop.
Very
it may come back. Maybe a boomerang. Anyways.
So I watched 2 movies.
Okay.
Well, we finished Narcos, the original Narcos. And that was awesome. It ended fantastic.
Okay, so is the ending just as good as like the beginning? I mean, like in that perspective.
Yes. I think like watching it fully through, when we finished it, I was just like I was kind of not ready. I was like, man, we're wrapping up, and like I don't want to wrap up, man. This is awesome. But I kind of understand.
You got Narcos Mexico. Yeah, you got Mexico.
Yeah, we started the first episode on that, and that seems to be pretty promising. But I watched 2 movies. I'm going to save the second one for my recommendation.
Oh, okay.
Now, the first movie is a recommendation. I would totally say to watch it, but there's a warning here. I understand that this is not a very typical movie. All right, so we're talking about... What's that? What are you doing?
I just put a warning up for you.
Oh, warning. So we were talking, you know, Lighthouse with the Lighthouse with Robert Eggers, Robert Pattinson, Willem Dafoe. Dialogue heavy, right? You know, like
very, very, very.
A lot of dialogue. If anybody knows me, I love dialogue movies. I mean, if you love Tarantino, then you love dialogue because I know he likes his action, but there is also a lot of dialogue. Look at Reservoir Dogs. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, so the movie it is all dialogue. It all happens in a house. It's a very low budget movie. It was released on Netflix on the 5th. Features Zendaya and John David Washington. And I got to tell you, after Tenet, I'm on a John David Washington kick, man. The dude's just got it to me. I think he's just fantastic. So, and if you've ever watched Euphoria on HBO, Zendaya is like off the charts. She's phenomenal actor. So I'm like, this is a no-brainer. It's called Malcolm and Marie.
Okay.
And it just came out on Netflix. And so it's that movie right now. It just came out on the 5th, and it's getting about a 58% on Rotten Tomatoes. Now, I honestly would say that's I'd say a pretty fair.
Okay.
And just because, like, if you're not a dialogue person, well, then you're watching this movie and waiting for nothing because
it's dialogue.
Okay.
Absolutely.
The monologues and the acting ability for both of them, I thought that the movie did a very good job at demonstrating the technical prowess of these 2 lead actors, John David Washington and Zendaya. Their monologues. So have you ever watched a movie called Revolutionary Road with Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet?
Man, I'm not gonna lie to you. It sounds super familiar, but I couldn't tell you about it though.
So it's a fantastic movie. It's a drama. It's got Leo and Kate.
yeah.
My absolute favorite duo. Do more stuff together, you two. Damn it. But they live like that American dream lifestyle, 1960s. But obviously there's some other stuff that happens. But they have I remember watching that movie in theater, and they have these arguments that got so intense that you were just on the edge of your seat, man. Like you felt like you were arguing with them. Like you were just like, you felt it, and that's kind of how this felt. This Malcolm and Marie movie, because it's like it's about a relationship. It's not a love story.
Okay.
It's just about a relationship.
Okay.
And it's just you got to take it for what it is. It's just a movie with 2 characters in it, and there's a lot of fighting. I will say by the end of it, I was exhausted. Just
okay.
Just because like it was just like, oh, okay, all right, it's gonna that's gonna happen again. But they're just such good actors that like you got exhausted because you were in it, you were feeling it and all that kind of stuff. So so I can understand where maybe it was excessive. Maybe some of the dialogue was a little too enriched, but ultimately I really enjoyed it. And I think if somebody is a fan of a dialogue type of movie, then Malcolm and Marie was pretty damn good.
All right, maybe I should throw that in my watch list like now, since I just watched The Lighthouse. I'm like in that mood.
Yeah, you're in that mood for something different.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I really enjoyed Lighthouse. But go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Yeah.
But so it's written and directed by Sam Levinson. He's the same guy who created the show Euphoria and writes for Euphoria and whatnot. So he already has like this great relationship with Zendaya and everything. And John David Washington is perfect. So he just has to show up. But I thought it was good. And then,
Okay.
it's not like it's a stagnant camera. There's all sorts of movement and camera work, and I thought the lighting was excellent. I thought the cinematography was good. So I thought it was good. I thought it was worth a watch.
Okay. All right. So it's Malcolm and Marie?
Malcolm and Marie. Yep.
On Netflix.
On Netflix. Yep.
All right.
I really wanted to watch Judas and the Black Messiah, but found out that it was not out at the time I was trying to watch. So I watched the second movie. Now, unfortunately, like I said, normally Jessica would almost probably make it through that second movie. But she didn't even start the second movie. Malcolm and Marie was pretty exhausting. So,
wow,
it's an hour and 26, hour and 36.
That's it, really? It's not even like a 2-hour movie then. So short one.
I don't think it is. God, I hope not. If it was, I'd be like, okay, you did trim a little down.
Yeah, I got it.
A little bit, guys. Go to sleep. That's what I would say. But I'll take a nap.
Enough.
Yeah, I'm exhausted, and I'm not even the one who's talking.
That's funny.
But yeah, so yeah, that's one of the ones that I watched.
Okay, all right. So what would you say? Yes or no?
To watch it?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, if you're into dialogue, or if you're into, I mean, there's like a warning. There's a subject to approval. Sure. I'd say maybe an acquired taste. That's why I could understand the lower Rotten Tomatoes score because. Yeah,
because not everybody's like that. I mean,
everybody's
my honest
cup
opinion.
of tea,
Yeah, to be honest, I would not seek out that movie. Like, if you told me your review on it, I wouldn't necessarily listening to you maybe because you actually really like the movie. But if somebody did not like dialogue, they're gonna smash in the movie every single time for it.
Right?
Just like The Lighthouse. It's essentially the same thing. Those type of movies in general are just not. I have a friend right now, or actually I should say my cousin. I guarantee if I told him to watch a Lighthouse or the one that you're talking about, Malcolm Marie, he would absolutely could not stand it because he's all about the action and go and go and go and go. You can give him a boring movie, he ain't gonna watch it.
I don't think that's necessarily true. He has recommended, if it's the same person, he's recommended Predestination, which is not a go, go, go. That also has a crazy time travel and complexity to it. Like,
but isn't
crazy.
It's a lot of time travel though, isn't it?
In a different sense of the word. Like, it's a different, like, I've never seen anything but like it. I would love to actually read that script. I was blown away. I never even knew the movie existed. So, and the second movie he recommended me was Prisoners with Jake Gyllenhaal and Hugh Jackman. And that, I am scarred for life from that movie because it is a dark movie. But it is phenomenal. And Hugh Jackman, oh my God. All I have to say, because, all right, have you ever heard like that, there's certain movies where all you have to say is like a certain scene and anybody who's seen the movie goes, oh, yeah. So like the biggest one is usually The Mist. And it's like, if you've ever watched The Mist, all you have to say is that ending though, right? Because it's a absolutely tragic ending. But there's a hammer scene in The Prisoner, or in Prisoners, with Hugh Jackman, and oh my goodness, like, if I was on set, really? I would be just like, guys, can we take a break? I am emotionally drained.
Wow. Okay. All right. Dude. Well, maybe I got to give him credit. See, that's the thing. You know what the funny part is he's recommended those to you. We're talking about the same person. I'm almost positive.
No, I'm definitely positive.
Yes, but he's never told me about either one of those movies that he's told you about.
I
There's one
keep telling
particular
my
movie
wife
that
to
he
watch
keeps telling me the
Prisoners.
same thing.
And it has one of the, just a awesome ending. Like, a really cool ending. Now, it's also directed by the same guy who did Sicario, which was phenomenal, man.
Oh, there you go. You and your lover. Your love for
Sicario, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
There should be like a counter for how many times I've mentioned. Is anybody? Don't watch that second one. It is garbage. But
that's
Sicario,
what you didn't say. Just Sicario. Yeah. That's so funny. That's awesome.
That Mexico border scene. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. No. If I just want to forget, are you sure you want Jessica to watch The Prisoners if there's a scene like that in it? She's already on a little bit on the more of a parody.
Oh no, that's not that wouldn't be the scene that I would be worried of her watching. So the premise of Prisoners is this guy, Hugh Jackman, his daughter goes missing, and his neighbor, his daughter goes missing with her. And so Jake Gyllenhaal plays this detective who's trying to find the missing girls, and Hugh Jackman is like this one hell of a man, I'll tell you. I mean, he's a carpenter, and he does some stuff. He does some stuff that I'm sure nobody would be too proud of. With a hammer, and his fists, But
got it. I mean,
oh, dude, like I'd say the same thing. If anybody's ever watched the movie Old Boy from the South Korean version from 2003, Old Boy, all I'd have to say is that hammer scene. Oh,
yeah, I'm good. You made me not want to watch that movie.
Why?
What? No, just because of the fact that you said how gory it is, and I'm just not that like I'd watch it if it's on a movie.
It is.
I'm not going to seek a movie.
Amazing movie. Don't ever use an excuse like that. That is such a piss poor excuse not to watch one of the greatest movies in cinema history. Go look it up. Actually, hold on. Why doesn't everybody just hold on real quick? Okay.
I looked up The Prisoners, and did I tell you? Did I tell you got an 81%?
Just Prisoners, you know.
Yeah. I said I looked up like the movie Prisoners.
I know. I'm just kidding. But yeah, so 81%. And then, what was I just talking about?
You're talking about another movie.
Yeah.
Called Old Boy.
Oh, yeah.
From 1982.
From 2003. 82%, baby.
Oh, okay. All right. That's 2 in a row. That's 2 in a row. That's pretty impressive.
It is so good. It is seriously like one of the best psychological thrillers I have ever watched in my life. When like things started happening in the movie, I was just like, "What? Did not see any of this coming at all, ever." And it's beautifully shot. It's beautifully done. It's a masterpiece.
Okay.
So, don't be using excuses not to watch it. It's not gory. Have you ever watched Dead Alive?
No.
Okay, well, that's the goriest movie. Well, it was at one point one of the goriest movie ever made.
Really?
Peter Jackson, yeah.
I mean, but see, the funny thing is though, that I don't like gory movies, but I just got done watching 5 seasons of Walking Dead, which is pretty gory. I know I'm not gonna talk about it. I'm just saying
have
that's a
to
gory
bring
show,
that
though.
name up again.
Yes, dude. It's
Sicario.
Exactly. But I have not. I will testify to this. I have not watched a single episode all for like a week and a half now of that show.
Good. You're like you're like in
I get it.
You're getting better. Okay, well, Sicario just has a 92%. So I'm just
that's
saying,
it? Yeah. Yeah. If you look up the season 1 through 6 of Walking Dead, it's probably got a 95% too, but...
Dude, I bet not. There's this other movie that he did that the same director did. It's called Arrival. And I'll tell you what, I watched the movie. Jessica fell asleep halfway through. She didn't finish it. I finished it, and I was like, are you kidding me? This is one of the greatest movies I've ever seen. So I woke Jessica up, and we rewatched the whole thing. It was so good.
Wow.
The end, I'm like, what? And then I'm like, what? And then I'm like, over here, I'm like, wait, what? Oh, man.
Dude.
This guy, I don't really know how to say his name. But
Okay.
I think it's Denis Villeneuve. Villeneuve? I don't know. Anyways, I'm butchering it. I'm very sorry. I absolutely love your movies. You're phenomenal. Arrival. Dude, you watch that movie and you're like, how does one write something like this? This is amazing. So, anyways, Sicario. So have you watched anything else recently?
Actually, I have not watched anything else. I was very busy this last week, just work in general and cleaning, and I mean, I was gonna throw this out there as a little funny that the only reason I even hit the button to watch the tail end of it is because you hate it so bad. I was going through. It was after the Super Bowl, and I'm flipping through. Oh wait, what's on? Aquaman. I did watch. So funny.
Shout out to Brian, our friend Brian. We've had him on our podcast a few times. We were talking the other night, and he's like, I just don't know why anybody likes that movie, Aquaman. And I'm like, thank you. Thank you.
That's funny.
It's garbage.
So, I didn't. I'm gonna give you be 100% honest with you. I did not watch it.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
You know,
Yeah.
but I clicked it and watched. It was the end season. It was end scene, like the fight scene at the very end. So I watched a pretty good part of it. Anyways, if I'm gonna watch a fight scene, watch a part of that movie. Don't get me wrong. I know you hate the entire entire thing, the entire all this.
I kid you not. I think from the very first couple scenes, it was so corny and so bad that Jessica and I looked at each other and were like, okay, yeah, this is bad. This is
you
bad.
went in and prejudged. That's the problem.
Yeah, because the previews were, hey, this is Fast and the Furious, but in the ocean, guys. Check it out. We've got, we can swim at like the speed of sound, but we need a vehicle that goes the same speed. Pretty dumb. Oh, and then their tridents all have little laser beams. Pew, pew. It's like Star Wars. All right, so it's a mix of... I bet you when they pitched that stupid movie, they were like, it's like Star Wars meets Fast and the Furious. They're like, whoa, okay, I totally want to see that. And they're like, well, Jason Momoa, he'll flip his hair back, and we'll play a little bit of music to make it even extra corny. Anyways. I thought we'd never go down this path, man.
I thought it was funny. I did it for a fun laugh. Giggle, chuckle, half-full, Ha, 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 ha.
I'm going to edit my own self out of the podcast. Just put some elevator music up and be like, 3 minutes later, bleep, 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 bleep. Don't ever watch that movie. Yeah, anyways, what's going on?
Yeah. Nothing. So, all right. Anyways, that's all I watched. Okay, that's all I watched. Did you watch anything else?
Yes.
Did you watch anything else?
So then I'll get to the, Kevin's movie recommendation of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get ready for this.
Yes, clear your throat.
So, I told you I'm on a John David Washington kick. The dude just impresses me. I mean, his dad's he got that acting award, I think, like greatest actor of the century or something like that.
Yeah.
So he's got to live a lot to live up to, but man, I'll tell you what, he's already knocking them out of the park, And so I watched the BlacKkKlansman. It's with John David Washington and Adam Driver, and it's based on a real story about a guy named Ron Stallworth. And so this movie, it's directed by Spike Jonze, I'm so sorry, Spike Lee. Of course, there's two famous directors, both named Spike, you know.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
But no, Spike Lee. Very sorry. It was directed by Spike Lee. Topher Grace, from that 70s show, Eric.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. He's in Interstellar.
Okay.
Anyways, I don't need to be name dropping or anything, but he was in Interstellar.
Sicario.
One of the greats. So I will read this really quickly. Ron Stallworth is the first African-American detective to serve in the Colorado Springs Police Department. Determined to make a name for himself, Stallworth bravely sets out on a dangerous mission: infiltrate and expose the Ku Klux Klan. The detective soon recruits a more seasoned colleague, Flip Zimmerman, into the undercover investigation of a lifetime. Together, they team up to take down the extremist hate group as the organization aims to sanitize its rhetoric to appeal to the mainstream. So it's like a real, like this really happened, and at a certain point in the movie, this Ron Stallworth, because he's African American, he accidentally used his real name when starting the investigation. So Adam Driver's character, he also plays, like when he goes into the Ku Klux Klan, he plays Ron Stallworth. So they think he's white, and then on the phone, it's the other guy talking. The real Ron Stallworth is talking on the phone. And then the white Ron Stallworth goes in. But anyways.
Yeah.
So the real Ron Stallworth, an African-American male, has a Ku Klux Klan membership card, which is absolutely hilarious. But
that is, yeah. Is it supposed to be a comedy? Is that what it's supposed to be?
Well, it's comedic, but I would say there's drama in there as well.
Okay.
I wonder what they do consider this movie. Let's see here. Crime drama. I would go with that. Crime drama. It's a phenomenally well done movie, and the acting is superb, and the fact that some of the stuff like really went on is just despicable and disgusting, and it's amazing what they were able to do, though. And yeah, I mean, Ron Stallworth was having phone calls with David Duke, the Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan. They had many, many phone calls, and David Duke never thought anything else. So it's just really funny to fool the Ku Klux Klan, because they're all morons anyways.
Yes.
Absolute idiots. So, and we're not the same type of idiots, though. Like, I know we said to email and call us idiots. We're not those idiots.
No.
But then the movie finished out and played some, like, awful scenes of, like, the protests from 2017, man. Like, that it's just, like, it's sad that this movie takes place, I'm not exactly sure when.
The era.
Yeah, maybe. I'm guessing like the 70s.
Okay.
And yeah, 1970s. And it's still being an issue now, and still.
No, I mean, think about that's 40 years ago.
Yeah, it's just like, how does this organization even exist?
Seriously.
And then there's like a ton of stupid organizations. Anyways, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to get into any of that. Absolutely great movie.
Okay. All right. I'll give it a shot. Actually, it's funny. I saw it today on Vudu.
The Voodoo, yeah.
The Voodoo.
Yeah, John David Washington, man. He plays Ron Stallworth. And Adam Driver, dude, is phenomenal. He's great too, man. Yeah, I like Adam Driver. Not as much as John Oliver likes Adam Driver, but I do like John Oliver. I haven't mentioned his name because he's been off air for a little while, but
yeah,
I could be like, hey, have you watched John Oliver? Have you watched Hamilton? Have you watched Watchmen?
Well, I think John Oliver was actually in the Super Bowl thing. He was actually eating something and dipping a football in ranch dressing. It was kind of weird.
That was Stephen Colbert.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Duh. Sorry. I literally, wow, that was terrible.
Stephen Colbert wishes he was John Oliver because John Oliver wins all the awards. Oh,
boom!
Take that to the bank
deep.
and cash it.
That's awesome.
But yeah, a fantastic movie, man. And the fact that like it's based off of the book written by Ron Stallworth, it just made it even cooler to watch, and see these things unfold. Great acting, great movie. I wanted to blow your mind because I've been recommending some high-ranked movies, and that one, 96% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Whoa.
Yep. Can't go wrong. Fantastic.
Okay. All right. That might be your best one yet. At least in the Rotten Tomatoes kind of world.
I think I've recommended a movie before that's 98%, but I cannot remember exactly.
Picture or prove it. It's a rule in our group here.
What?
If there's a picture, you need a picture to prove it, and then I'll believe it.
Oh, picture didn't happen. Got it. So yeah, watch BlacKkKlansman. Watch Malcolm and Marie. Watch. Excuse me. Watch The Lighthouse.
Yes. I'll give you some reasons here too to watch The Lighthouse.
So next time, I'm definitely gonna have Judas and the Black Messiah watch though.
Okay. All right. I'll try to watch it too.
Yeah. Cool. It'll be a release by HBO Max. So.
Yeah. So when's it out? When's it out again? Is it
I think
out
on the 12th, I believe.
Oh, 12th. Okay. All right.
So yeah, let us know your thoughts on those movies.
Yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm. So, well, I do have a little bit of facts actually on The Lighthouse that I think they were pretty. I don't have a major facts. They're actually all the research I was trying to do. There's really not a bunch to it because it's really not. There's a couple things I talk about, but anyways. Yeah. So, we were talking about like the set that they were on, right? Mm-hmm. And everybody on the set and doing things like that. And actually, they say so. How like the weather was terrible in the show. I mean, in the movie, right?
Yeah.
So that's actually all. Like they're really all in Nova Scotia out there in the true weather of that doing it. So the actors are not the only ones that are suffering through some of this weather set. It's not rain. It's not a set with their rain. With their hose on them. This is a real rain.
It is. Sorry. I don't mean to interrupt on you. I'm sorry.
No, but go ahead though. No,
well, there is a scene where they blasted Robert Pattinson with a hose.
Which one?
It's one of the scenes where he's at night and he's all pissed off walking and water's just like pouring. It's pouring rain. Oh, he said for like 6 hours he's just getting blasted by a hose. He's getting like. He's starting to get, lose his patience a bit.
I bet. Yeah, I mean that would.
Yeah, those living conditions looked awful. You had said that they weren't getting blasted. I was like, well, it's not true, but
I mean, help me.
It's Corey's facts of the week.
Yes, they were okay. One scene was different. Jeez.
Anyways, continue. I'm very sorry.
No, it's okay. No, it's all right. Now I forget where I was at.
You're the living condition. No. Oh boy. I remember.
Yeah. I swear I do. I just made fun of you for it. Anyway, I'm just kidding. So he's talking about Edgar though too. So this is actually the first movie that actually him and his brother worked on together. Actually.
Oh, very cool. Very cool.
Yeah. So him and his brother actually worked on the same one together. It actually came from. Is it? How can I forget? I read about it earlier. I don't have it written down right here, though. Hold on.
You know this. Are you talking about the location, the setting?
Yeah.
Where the lighthouse is? Where the actual story
Canada.
is from?
It's Canada, right?
I don't remember. I thought maybe it was like an old Rhode Island type of thing. Or maybe it was... he lived in the New England states, and so I think it's somewhere in the New England area, maybe.
Maybe I'm trying to. I'm just clicking on it real quick to see.
Wow, Corey's facts of the weeks.
Well, you threw me a curveball. You threw me a curveball. Anyways, I'm gonna find it. We're gonna move on. I'm gonna find it. All right.
Put in the details of the podcast.
Yes. So and then, so we talked about this last time too. How. Like Robert Pattinson in his methods of acting. So, he was very, so once again, it's crazy how every single actor is different. So they say that Pattinson in this movie, which I think you actually brought up last time, that's what I was going to say. In this movie, him and William Dafoe is actually, like, their methods were totally different. So William Dafoe practiced his lines down packed. He would do it for an hour and a half, 2 hours before the scene would even go. So he's already practicing this entire time to get into character. Pattinson wouldn't practice at all. He said he saves all his energy for words and actions while on set. He goes, why ruin the first initial thing? He's like, isn't it better for you to actually like act it out as the first time, like one of the first times? Of course, you read the script and you understand. There's like certain things that you have to learn,
right?
But actually acting it out and physically is totally different, though. He goes, I don't need to do that. He goes, yes, I practice my lines. But he's like, but I do not go on set and try to do this and try to do that and rehearse and do this. I'm not doing that. He goes, I'm already a seasoned veteran. I know what I'm doing. I just go in and get in a character and get it done on one set. Like, here we go. I'm walking in doing this scene, and that's it. William Dafoe, him and those guys, not that they didn't get along, but it was like two totally different things. So they actually didn't work all the time together with that because of that. I
saw them like on like the press circuit where Willem even had mentioned that they have very two different styles is basically what he said. It's like, I'm 100%. Sure like there probably weren't arguments, but there were probably like, I'm going to go back to my room. You're going to go back to your room. And, man, that son of a bitch, Yep. No, the movie I was talking about last time was The Lost World of Z with Charlie Hunnam. But, I'd say the same thing about this one. I'm sure, he is like a different type of person. Like, he's almost like, and I do not want to compare them because they, obviously... different ranges, I'm sure, but Joaquin Phoenix and Robert De Niro on the set of Joker, actually. So Robert De Niro is you read lines, you sit there and you do a table read. He wants a table read every scene, everything like that, and Joaquin doesn't. He never does table reads. So when Joaquin was being brought on, he said no table reads, and Robert De Niro was very adamant that he will be at that table read, and Joaquin did go to the table read, but it's like,
That's hilarious. Wow.
Yeah, so, you can get those different, budding ideologies where it's just like, we just get it. Hey, and I think that was kind of like Willem Dafoe's, whole thing was, we got it done, we get it done. It's just we approach it two very different ways.
Yes. Yes.
I'm sure they did not ever go out and have drinks together or whatever, which is weird because, like, I'm like, man, you two characters are awesome. I love that movie. I'm like, they're hilarious together. This old ass grumpy man and this guy who like kind of want to work but doesn't want to be bossed around by an a-hole.
Yeah, seriously. Yep. 100%.
Yeah.
He is not cleaning the screws, I'll tell you that. Or the nails.
Yeah, the nails. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'll drink some of that fuel, though. yeah, right.
I love it.
When he's dancing, he's like drinking, he's like spitting it out at the same time.
They're chugged a full bottle of it.
Yeah.
And, all that. I remember that where he like drank it, and then like it looked like he's like gonna throw up or something. I had no idea what he was gonna do, and all of a sudden he just goes, right back into it. I'm like, I lost it. I'm like, what did just happen? That's so funny.
Yeah, that song or whatever that he's singing while he's like, doing the dance. That's all a real lumberjack's song. He's just singing it extremely fast.
Oh,
so it's like he does like a really good job. He learns his role. He learned the accent. I mean,
very well too.
You know, he does accents without getting accent coaches. It's crazy. He's obviously he's from the UK. He's got an English accent, but even in the movie, what's that one with Tom Holland? The Devil All the Time. Robert Pattinson's character's, his accent is. I mean, it's an interesting Southern accent, and he used no coach or anything. He just found his voice for the character and went with it. I'm like, totally Robert Pattinson,
That's awesome.
That's funny. So what else about the Lighthouse?
That's all I got, actually.
That's
it. Yep.
Fantastic. I'm glad you watched it.
Thanks, man.
Maybe it'll inspire others to watch it.
Absolutely.
Like, wait a minute, Corey watched that and he liked it. Okay.
Huh.
Okay.
I'll give
it a shot.
Yeah.
Let us know what your thoughts are.
Tweet us, email us.
Yeah. Any of the movies that were discussed. The Lighthouse.
Yep.
Malcolm and Marie. The BlacKklansman. And that was it.
Yeah.
Also,
Narcos,
Prisoners.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot in there.
Arrival. Sicario.
Interstellar.
Yeah.
That's all.
Might as well just throw up Eternal Sunshine. Interstellar Sunshine of the Spotless Interstellar. I'm just gonna start
in Sicario
merging the two movies. All right, so there's a scene in Eternal Sunshine where they're kind of watching TV. On the TV will be Interstellar. You'll just zoom into that. You'll watch the full movie and then come out of it and then finish Eternal Sunshine. I think that might open up a wormhole if I did that.
Yeah, you think you would?
I think I might save humanity.
Well, or you could kill humanity.
All right.
No.
Okay.
Your daughter needs to live. Let's just say that. Yeah. Yes.
Yes. Well, she actually gave me the idea, so.
Oh.
It must work. She works for the Tenet organization, so.
Got it.
Well, all right. Well, that's all I have.
That's it.
So thank you for listening.
Thank you for watching.
And have one heck of a week.
We'll see you next Monday.